My name is Sheridan Halfacre from Armory. I'm the chief gunsmith here, and today we're going to be finally building the Triad from A3 Industries and plopping on the Faxon Arak upper. So A3 Industries, they've kind of pioneered this aluminum body. If you look at essentially every other Bullpup kit on the market, it's all polymer. Some people are perfectly fine with that. It is a whole lot lighter, but some people also crave the certainty of steel or metal in this case. So quick clarification, we got this from them completely for free, and if you can see, we've had it for a while, back from when the company was called A3 Tactical instead of A3 Industries. They recently went through a rebranding, but they still sell the Triad kits. We've had this for so damn long because getting a hold of this has been a nightmare. Not only is it expensive as shit, but we've been trying to do one in 300 blackout, and Faxon just said, nah. They used to offer it, but they just don't sell it anymore. We mentioned that in our other video, going into depths in that, so that's all good. So we've got the Faxon upper, the Triad Bullpup kit, and a Sons of Liberty Gun Works Loyal 9. They make some of the best ARs on the planet, and if I want to beat the absolute hell out of this, I need to eliminate as many variables as possible. And since I know this is essentially to us like the gold standard is the Solgu Sons of Liberty Gun Works stuff, that's why we're just going to go with this. Completely eliminate any, oh, the lower's out of spec kind of bullshit. That, and also A3 asked us if we could try a couple different lowers and see what fits and what doesn't, because they're just adding it to their list so that they can tell customers, this one, we have confirmation that this one fits, we have confirmation that that one fits. Hopefully to avoid any of the issues that we had, like with the SRU, chopping off the bottom of the arrow, a fixed trigger guard door thing. Alright, so let's get to building. Big pet peeve, and I'm always going to complain about it. No instructions! It's all on a QR code. What if there was a 404 error and I can't fucking do it? Yeah, anyway. I finally pulled it up, and it's 11 pages, and I'll just go ahead and just start going through it. Before we do that, we need to install the bolt catch and the bolt catch pin. It's so annoying and tedious that they have tools, and they actually have a new type of cross pin. Unfortunately, these guys don't use it, but I believe it's Arrow. They use a threaded pin, but if you've got the right tools, like this awesome punch. The bolt catch, their mag release components, and the provided rave trigger. I've heard nothing but good things about the rave trigger. I don't know anything about it myself, but I've heard great things about it. Normally a big, very annoying issue with these bolt catches and bolt releases and stuff is that they're difficult to screw in. Like it's very easy, but like you'll have to use set it on a punch or something to squish it really far in there. Because you go as far as you can, and it's still not far enough. And I still have to do that. Just holding it up with a punch. If I could find the fucking thing. I wonder. Okay, so this just has to sit really proud for a reason. Got it. All right. So their mag release and the rave trigger. As much as people shit on cassette style triggers, I do really like them for ease of use. I could just drop it in. Triggers installed. Convenience. I don't have a ton of experience with the failure rate of these guys. Not specifically the rave triggers, but cassette style triggers. Part of the reason why people don't like them is like, oh, they're made out of spec, they're not the original, whatever. I don't have enough data to confirm or deny it. I've never had the problem, but anecdotal.
The AR that I have that we put probably like 10,000 rounds through now has a cassette drop in,
yeah,
and it's completely fine. Never had an issue. Except the really bad Turk ammo that we got.
Installing that rave trigger. I was really dumb. I thought that this was out of spec, but actually it's not. It's just under a decent bit of spring tension. You gotta push it down a little bit. There we go. Get down. Boy. Okay. Trigger installed. So, a rear safety selector is not necessary on the Triad. However, the Triad can be run with both a front and rear selector if desired. If you want to run a rear selector, please install it now. That was kind of one of the pet peeves I had with the SRU was, you know, I have my manual safety up at the front, and I forget that we did the secondary manual safety. So I'm gonna try it without the safety. All right, now we're actually touching the Triad. T15 screws. It's so nice when they actually mark and tell you, hey, this is a T15 screw, so I don't look like an idiot bouncing between a bunch of different screws to figure out which one it is. So I'm curious, if you look at their trigger bar, it's rounded, so I'm pretty sure a curved trigger will work. But if I remember correctly, they specifically state that it needs to be a flat face trigger somewhere. All right, drop this in there. This little doodad. Oh, I don't need this. This is rear selector users only. A true mil-spec receiver will sit flat in the chassis with no wobble or interference. No wobble? Just the slightest little bit of wobble. No interference. Looks good. All right. Reinstall the left side. All right, cool. This already seems much easier than the SRU. Yeah, the SRU, the entire kit, it's got like 30 screws, something crazy like that. So, all right. Now release pin, takedown pins. Oh, these big ass takedown pins. I wish they were retained, but I mean, what can you do? It makes sense that they're not. Takedown pins. Locate the two selector covers. Selector insert assembly. Tighten with a 9/64 Allen wrench. Oh man, thank you so much for telling me exactly what size they are. I can't get over that. That's so nice. 9/64. Nice. These guys. Okay. No, I'm just stupid. Locate low profile screw. Thread in as shown. Tighten with the Allen wrench. Low profile screw. Yeah, that's the screw. Insert 4 screws and lock washers. Yeah, it's actually pretty interesting how different this is from the SRU. Different, but same. Like it's the SRU. It took me what? If you ignore the weird machining bit that we had to do to get the thing to mount right, the trigger card, if we ignore that, an hour or two maybe to build the thing, and I could do this in 20 minutes. Super nice. Yeah, I'm excited to finally get a hold of this damn thing. It's been sitting here glaring at me for the better part of a year. And those poor bastards, they probably looked at us and go, we gave them this fucking thing, and they didn't even use it. We just gave them a free part. I feel real bad. The Arak was difficult because we had a plan that we wanted to do a 300 blackout Bullpup rifle. You know, price everything out, see what who all has what, and then we had to make sure that it is compatible with the kit that they sent us, and they sent us the Arak kit. Problem is, Faxon stopped making the 300 blackout Arak uppers, and that has made it inconvenient, to say the least. And before anybody complains, we're going to be turning this into a machine gun, so we're going to serialize it. So don't worry about SBR stuff. That's not going to be an issue for us because we're, machine gun trumps all of them. But if you're not an FFL, they give you an extended butt plate, and that should take you out past the legal limit. But since we're full autoing this guy, I don't care about the legal limit. That is not something that I need to worry about. Alright, buffer plug. Now, one thing that is a little inconvenient is I have to spin this by hand. I wonder if I can ratchet that. That's cool. A 1/4 inch ratchet fits in there just nice. Now I can actually hopefully thread it on there. Yeah, 3/8 ratchet extension. Thread it through the back of the butt plate onto the mil-spec receiver. Tighten until the butt plate is fully seated. There we go. Alright, this guy, 2 1/4 inch screws. Oh, maybe they just give you a kit and it's got a bunch of different ones in it. How's it feel watching a grown man screw something? not very well. That is inconvenient. I think I stripped the lower screw, or the lower piece. Oh no, that's just not in there. Oh, okay, no, it's just not long enough. There we go. Main assembly is complete. Now the time to test and adjust this electric trigger. Alright, cool. Here we go. Test. Nothing yet. Yeah, they said that we would have to adjust it and tighten it, which is good. I'm glad that they have that option. It makes a lot of sense. There we go. Alright. That's a good trigger. For a bullpup too. People are gonna lose their mind. Alright. Alright, so that looks good. Front takedown lug adapter, which is this guy. Arak. Ah, that's inconvenient. Oh, that's very inconvenient. That can't. No, that can't be right. You lose your entire lower rail. You lose your entire lower rail. That's. I really don't want to lose the entire rail. Like, if I'm gonna put something on it, I'm gonna throw a handguard or a foregrip or something down here to. I'm hemming and hawing. Let me see if we actually have that problem. Unfortunately, I think we do. So this is super convenient. I like that you can do this. Like point to the Arak. I can just pop off this rail. That's cool. I really hate that I lose that though. That sucks a lot of ass.
Popping off and railing and sucking ass.
Yeah, right? Popping off, railing. Is there a way to... No, you can't salvage that. That sucks. Alright. I'm gonna keep grouching. Oh. This is the smallest form factor we've had yet. That's... Yeah, now admittedly it is a 12.5-inch barrel. But this is like the size of a fucking big SMG. Like a Strybog is a little bit smaller than this. Grand Power, I think, little SMG. This is about the same size as an MP5 closed up. They did say that the plug requires a lot of pressure. So, ooh, oh, okay, yeah, there you go. It's in there. Oh, is that an Allen screw? Hell yeah, that's great. This is what I was talking about with the Arrow stuff. They've got a little Allen key on the side instead of a screw. Makes inserting and removing much easier. It's heavy, but it's also super, super tiny. Like it is very dense. Yeah, so they do mention it. I just skipped over that part without realizing it. You need to remove this screw. And I just forgot to. That's what I get. I do really like that these takedown pins are proud enough on the opposite side so that I can just tap them with my finger. That's super convenient. They didn't have to do that. Let's see if I can just loosen this. I have to completely disassemble it. Well, good thing it's so easy to disassemble and reassemble. This would be annoying otherwise. Make sure you install your mag release spring properly. What do they call it? Mag release pin. It has to come out and then go back in. That's a quick detach, that's cool. Alright, there you go. I fucking... You know what's going to happen is I'm going to get this thing reassembled and then we're going to go like, oh, that's where that part goes. Now back to normal. Oh. this again. Alright, so clear. Left-handed. So that's a little bit recessed. Left-handed makes it a little bit difficult. If you do it right-handed, that's easy. But the mag release, and it could be, it absolutely could be that I tightened it too much. Almost certainly that's what happened. I believe this is designed to sit slightly proud, so you can very easily hit it. The problem that I was running into is I'm used to installing a standard mag release, so I want it as like snug as I can get it, but theirs is gigantor, so it doesn't need to be that snug and tight. In fact, it needs to be the opposite. It needs to be hanging out, or else it won't. I won't have the ability to do that on this side, which is fine. It's a little inconvenient. In order to fix this, I'm going to have to disassemble this again. But for the correct-handed people, this is just fine. And locks on empty. Yeah, that's cool. And then it comes with a little cheek riser, which is almost required for this. Yeah, this is tiny, man. I like that I can do that. That's nice. That's an Arak thing. All right, things that I would suggest, not to A3. A3, they know what they're doing here. For you guys, if you're trying to build one, make one, get an extended bolt release catch. I like the ability to lock it to the rear for safety. If they make one with the actual bolt release, just big, or if, hey, A3, if they want to start making those, just making them big, and that's another thing that they can either add to the kit or just sell as an aftermarket upgrade. I think that's a good idea. Here is another Bullpup. Let's squish it right up in line. All right. Now, let's keep in mind that this is a 12.5-inch barrel, and this is a 20-inch barrel. But that's still like 6 inches or so. Yeah, something like 6 inches. Almost 7. Still, if you go off of the front of the receiver, like we did with the Foxtrot mic, if you're going up or front of the upper receiver before the barrel, from the front of this upper receiver to the front of this upper receiver is about 7 inches. So even if I were to put a 20-inch barrel in here, it would still be 12.5 right here. How many rulers do we get to pull out today? Just that by itself, that'll save you. If you slapped a 20-inch barrel on this thing, you're still like 2 inches, an inch or two shorter than a 20-inch barrel SRU, and you get the aluminum frame. So side by side, stacked on top of each other. Yeah, that's much more noticeable side by side like that. You know, you can see your grip angle. It's already from factory, that like nice almost vertical grip that we got with the Kung Fu grip on the SRU, and then compared to, say, a full size, well, a pistol AR. This one, I believe, is a similar barrel length. Actually, no, that's like a 8-inch barrel. Yeah, that's if you include the muzzle brake, which you probably shouldn't, honestly, actually. Yeah, this is about a 7.5-inch barrel, 7-inch barrel. Almost the exact same footprint, slightly smaller. That is smaller than a 7-inch barrel. With 12.5 inches, it's smaller than a 7-inch barrel AR. And then, because I was curious, let's go even smaller with the Grand Power Strybog. So, if we're going off of the back of the receiver, you're only gaining about 6.5, 7 inches. If you go off the tip of this muzzle brake to the tip of this flash hider, you are jumping from like a 9mm size cartridge to 5.56 or 300 blackout. God forbid they ever release that thing. Or they have a 7.62 by 3.9 option as well. But yeah, this is itty bitty. With the stock extended SB Tactical stock on the Grand Power, if you include the muzzle brake, still about an inch shorter than a fully extended Strybog, which is pretty bonkers. It's probably about the same size as a collapsed MP5 A3, I believe it is. I just think it's neat. It's cool how small it is. Yeah, that's insane. But it is heavy as shit. Like, not only is it condensed, but it's also like, I don't know, I could very comfortably sit in a vehicle with this, like propped up between my legs and out into the shoulder. Very, very easy out the window. This looks a lot like, and one day I'll have the money, like the Desert Tech Wolverine. It's about the same size. I'd have to, get some exact measurements, but yeah, this is a Wolverine at home. Clob together this thing, and you've got a Wolverine, or the micro MDR, that thing. Yeah, but even still, this is smaller than an MDR. It's shooting either 5.56 or 308. This is shooting 5.56, so it's still smaller than an MDR. About the same weight. Well, probably the MDR is probably a little bit heavier. This one clocked in at 8.2, so a little over 8 pounds. Which, when you think about it, let's go with a full-size AR. It's still around that weight, but like much bigger. So the weight makes sense because you're taking all of that, exactly what you have in the AR, just making it smaller. So yeah, that's cool. Let's take it out to the range sometime and see how it runs. This is Sheridan Halfacre from Armory, and this has been the Triad aluminum body assembly on top of an Arak, Faxon Arak. Guns up.